How do I think divorce affects children? I think it affects children because they're split between two homes. They're trying to please both parents, and lots of times they're step parents, so they're trying to please them also. And it makes them feel not complete. They're not in one happy home.
I think divorce affects children with their mental state, and it can either be in a positive way or a negative way. If the couple is staying together just for the child, that's not always a good thing, because it can cause a lot of fighting in front of the child, and then all of the child knows is that their parents fight and they don't know why.
Divorce can have many effects on children. The child may be worried that it was their fault. It can be really stressful, like moving and custody stuff, going back and forth from parent to parent, changing schools, towns. I mean, it can get really rough.
Personally together. Personally, my parents are together, so I haven't had a lot of experience with divorce, but some of my friends, their parents are divorced, and honestly, I feel like it would affect the children in the family. Some people might think it's their fault. Some of the kids might think it's their fault that their parents got divorced.
Children of single parents have been known to have higher statistics of having less income later on in life and being able to have less advantages moving forward in life.
I think that parents should be embarrassed for remarrying, regardless if it is because of divorce or due to death. Sometimes having the stepfather figure or stepmother figure can be a good thing for that child. It doesn't mean that said person will replace the parent, but it can have a positive impact as well.
It depends. If it's like 6 or 7 times, yes, they should really stop and think about it. But if they've been divorced or they've lost a spouse, and they find somebody they think they could be happy with the rest of their life, then, yeah, no, they shouldn't be ashamed about that.
Should not be ashamed to be remarried. It's okay. People need people, especially for children. And if you have someone that you feel like you could be with, then I think it is okay, if not, should be encouraged to go with these people and become married.
Personally, I don't think so. I think, you could be 17 and get married and be like, he's the love of my life. But, 10 years later, he's like, this person that sits on the couch and does nothing. So I feel like, it just depends on where you are in your life when you get married or
I don't think parents should be ashamed of falling in love with another person or getting remarried or anything like that. If you love someone, you love someone. You can't really help that. And death and divorce are they kind of really don't differ in this situation. Because, like I said, you love someone, you love someone. Can't help that. If you're ready to move on, you're ready to move on.
Again, this has to do with the individual. Me personally, I would hope that I would be married, and if I have kids, I would like to be married. But if not, stuff happens. So I feel like it depends on the person, and it's okay.
Everything is about sex. The clothes you buy, the food you eat. Everything is about looking better and being more attractive. So I think that it is a byproduct of our culture, therefore should not be punished.
In my life, I grew up learning that sex and living with someone before marriage is sinful. But my views have kind of changed a little bit. I'm still kind of trying to figure it out for myself. But I think that if you love the person, you can see a future with them, you can see marrying them and building a life together, that it's okay to move in with them.
It doesn't matter if two people who are a couple are living together before they get married, or if there's a child involved in that situation, as long as they are good parents and the relationship is healthy. I don't think that it should matter. That doesn't affect their parenting style.
Well, I was raised that you should be married before you become involved with anybody. But my mother told me once, at my age, that it would be better if I just lived with someone, because I had a lot more to lose financially if I married him and it didn't work out, as to have someone just live with them. So it's how much of a commitment you make towards that person is what's important.
In my opinion, having one universal system to raise your child is a terrible idea. We may not all agree on how to parent a child. I also don't think that having one way to parent a child is good for experiences and how they live their lifestyle. It would make all of us the same, and nobody wants us to be the same.
I don't think that would be successful, because the world is made up of all kinds of different people and different thinking, and if you're raised by one entity, then everybody's going to basically think alike, and that's never going to work in this world.
I feel like that would be just chaos. Because everybody would be the same. I mean, not the same, obviously, but everybody would have the same values, same interests, same everything. So I just feel like everybody would be, pretty much the same. Because, like, the way you're raised makes has a big impact on you and, like, how you turn out in your life and everything. So I feel like it would just be horrible, and I'm super glad that that's not a thing.
Children need individuality to prosper. It has been shown that having no individuality is helpful for a nation, kind of. It helps build armies, helps build powerful factories and economies. However, those countries don't innovate. They need individuals to innovate and have more intelligence. Not really intelligence, but like more creative intelligence. And
I feel like raising kids all the same way would be kind of boring. I feel like we would all end up like the same, like wanting the same thing, wanting to do the same thing.